Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Navy and I wanted to welcome you to another video. This time I am going to read 4 stories from the subreddit r/entitled You've heard that right, 4 stories. These are kind of short, but I hope it's worth your time. I hope you remembered to like, subscribe and comment on what I should post next. And let's not waste any more time. And the first title is Man thinks because I'm a woman means I can like X-Men. This feels surreal. I didn't think I would encounter people like this man, but it just happened today. English is my second language, so I apologize for any grammar or spelling errors. Don't worry, mine too. And now back to the story. I like the new X-Men 97 series. I watch it with my older brothers. I have taken a liking to Gambit and decided to order an action figure of him online for pickup to add to my collection. The store I ordered him from prioritizes online orders, a lot like GameStop. I stopped by today to pick it up, and immediately as I enter I hear a man, late 30s to early 40s, gasp and talk loudly. He said something along the lines of, "What do you mean you're all sold out?" By the time I go to the counter, the dude is pacing around anxiously, looking exasperated. I don't pay mind to him and tell the store employee I had to pick up an order. The employee hands it to me and says, "This is our last one before our next shipment." I guess this statement got the man's attention because he whipped his head around and stared at the figure in my hands. He turns to the employee and says, "You told me you are all sold out." The employee tries to explain to him that online orders take priority and I had gotten to it first, but told him not to worry since they will be getting another shipment later on. I am standing there awkwardly between them, unsure what to say. The man then gestures to me and asks if they are really gonna let someone like me keep it. When he said that, I got really pissed. To the point I was just speechless. He stands in front of me and tries quizzing me on X-Men knowledge, but I stay silent. He scoffed and muttered, "Woman," under his breath, then gives me the WOE is me speech. Anyone who can help me on what that is because I don't know? Yeah, but anyway, ranting on how I didn't grow up with X-Men and they helped him through hard times, and eBay resellers were selling the figure for 3 times its original price. He was insistent he should have it. Eventually, the employee has enough of his tomfoolery and asks him to leave, because that behavior isn't tolerated here. The guy does leave, but not before turning to me and yelling, "You are everything that's wrong with this world." I did not say a single word during our whole interaction. I'm honestly still shocked. I understand it wasn't a big deal. He was just a sexist prick, but it was just my first time ever encountering someone like him. He's saying woman like he's ever going to touch one. Well, he could, but not without a case. This is just a man baby who didn't get his way this time. He could as well be a dad trying to get that for his child, but I do not think so. And now to the next story. My petty manager thinks she can cancel my vacation because she couldn't take her vacation day. I, 30F, work in a small business. We have a manager who has been working here all her life. She has her own favorites in the office. These favorites are allowed to break every rule and do whatever they want without being questioned. Those who are not her favorites are always under scrutiny and loaded with work responsibilities that are to be done by her favorites. Since I started the job, for whatever reason, she made me her target. I am always respectful to her. However, she likes to make my life hell over everything. Initially, I was given work responsibilities equivalent to 4 people's work. Now fast forward to a few years, I am still doing the work of 2 persons. She always throws tantrums like a little kid every time I get off. She goes the extra mile just to create issues on days I am off and blame everything on me. She even made issues when I was hospitalized and asked our boss why I got special treatment. I am going on a long vacation. I had told our boss about my plans and had it pre-approved even before making any bookings. I put it on my calendar 3 months in advance with a note that it's been pre-approved. My manager was supposed to take extra days off so she could have an extra long weekend. However, our boss said she would be off that week as well. Our boss didn't ask the manager to cancel or whatever, but our manager took it upon herself and cancelled it. After doing that, she turned towards me and told me that since I have to cancel mine, I am cancelling your vacation as well, which is scheduled in 2 months from now. I looked at her and I was like, what the freak? I went to her desk, which is right outside where our boss is, and told her that she may cancel it. However, then she has to refund all the money I spent on booking my flights, stays, and activities which are non-refundable, and the amount totals to $3,000 plus. Since our boss is not asking me to cancel, but you are. Our boss looked at us and just shrugged, knowing that she had been playing games with me since the beginning and not wanted to get involved. Guess what? I'm still going on vacation. I'm still going through everyday torture of her petty comments about my vacation, but I'm gonna count it as a victory as small as it is. Edit. So everyone who is confused why I am not changing my job, so I came here as a student and now I am on a work visa. In order for me to continue working or to have a visa, the employer needs to go through a very complicated and expensive process through immigration process. The process sometimes takes forever, and even though every document is correct, the visa application gets denied. Once denied, we cannot apply for 1 year and we only get 60 days to leave the country. Also, if I get fired, then I get only 90 days to find a new employer or sponsor. The job role I have is not as special, and most companies prefer to hire citizens or residents with work permits or green cards since it's the most cost efficient way. Oh, isn't that how the majority of bosses are? Just entitled and have a superpower in picking favorites? At least you can still take your vacation and get away from the Karen manager. A Karen that is a manager? This is a little paradoxal. And now to the third story. Entitled Great Grandma Thinks She Can Threaten Lawsuit to See Baby. So, this is not my story, but my sister's. And to me, it was wild, so I just had to post about it here. My sister recently had a beautiful baby boy. It was a traumatic delivery with an emergency C-section, and the baby has been struggling with a tongue tie, gas, and general issues that arise with a newborn. Meanwhile, my sister is trying to recover from her major surgery while caring for a brand new baby. Sister's boyfriend's grandma and grand-grandma has seen the baby a couple times, and at this point the baby is about a month to a month and a half old, but my sister is reluctant to let her visit the baby for a couple of reasons. Firstly, great-grandma has a big old cold sore and repeatedly tried to kiss the baby. Big no-no. Secondly, sister's boyfriend's father struggles with addiction. For this reason, they are wary of letting him see or hold the baby. Great grandma invited my sister, sister's boyfriend, and the baby over, while secretly inviting the boyfriend's father. This obviously fostered some trust issues. So back to great grandma, having seen the baby a couple of times but not many. Obviously, on top of above issues, having a baby is unpredictable. The baby may be gassy, or baby didn't sleep, or mom didn't sleep, or the fact that my sister is still recovering from having a baby. Either way, great grandma is getting pissed. She thinks she's entitled to see the baby, even though most family has not seen the baby much yet. Great grandma proceeds to threaten to sue my sister for visitation rights and proposes a schedule for when the baby should be with her. Insanity! Now, I know that grandparents have some rights legally, but I'm unsure about great grandparents. Either way, holy crap. How one can expect a schedule of a newborn baby, I have no clue. Apparently she has done this to sister's boyfriend's cousin before and she had caved, so maybe her ego was high from that. Anyways, my sister basically told her, see you in court, bitch. So far nothing has happened, so I really believe it was a bluff she thought she could get away with like last time. And I can't help but laugh when I think about how great grandma is definitely not going to see the baby now. Yeah, that would not even get to be in court. It will be dismissed immediately. How can she even try to say that? I think she doesn't really want to see the baby for the rest of her life. Remember, kindness is always the way, so do not try to be a Karen because you will not get your way. At least the sister did not cave in, so that is good. And now to the last story. Entitled brother is angry he might not get another free house. My family was rich. I, as the black sheep and the unfavorite, never saw much of the money. My brother and half-brother were spoiled by my material grandmother and her second husband, and my cousins were spoiled by my material grandfather and his mentally deranged second wife. My mother's father, in one of the less than half dozen times he spoke to me, stood on his front porch and bragged about how he owned everything for a mile in every direction. When I turned 18, I was put out with a gym bag and few pieces of furniture from yard sales, barely able to stand up from illness. When he left at 22, he was given a house. Sure, it was a fixer-upper, but it was paid for, and he pissed it away and lost it. Over a year ago, my grandmother died from COVID. I suspect because nobody will tell me what she died of, and because I caught COVID several times despite being vaxxed because of my health problems and was staying away to prevent others from getting sick. Well, she died, and exactly a year after, her husband did. And thanks to that, it has seriously complicated the estate. The two-story, three-bedroom house he thought he was going to get to live in for free is now in jeopardy. And he's going off about how everybody is trying to steal his house. He's apparently been arrested for threatening one of my grandmother's stepchildren for trying to enter his house to make sure my brother isn't destroying the house, since he's a violent, mentally handicapped addict. And here's the kicker. I'm about to lose my rental home at the worst time possibly in a few days, and he calls me asking if I can possibly post his 20k bail. All I need is $2,000, he whined. The freaking entitlement on him is insane. Man, these people are entitled. The whole family seems so entitled, they forgot to come down to earth to us mortals. They think they are gods or something. Why should you post his bail? Would he do that for you? Freaking no. So you could tell him that you are going to bail him out and then leave him to rot in there. Such entitlement. And unfortunately, this is the end of the video. I hope this was worth your time and that you have a good morning, evening or night depending on where you are. Bye!